Hey guys, and welcome to our review of Megalo Box, episode 3. I'm your host, Cinder Blaze, and today we have...
Strange words.
And Makotoa.
Welcome back, guys. Sorry for the lateness for this review, but yesterday was kind of busy for all of us. Uh, However, this episode, it felt a little bit different than the previous two. I feel like the previous two episodes had a lot of action and kind of drove the story forward a lot. This one kind of just mellowed down. It was more it felt kind of like a slice of life type of thing.
No, it was a really important setup episode.
Yeah, despite that, it's still significant to the plot at least.
It's really significant because we're gonna finally see if Joe finally has a chance.
Well, I mean, this episode added some questions and gave us some things that I wasn't expecting. It seems our crew has a third member now, which is this small little kid with a cool hat.
Yeah.
So it's a very cool hat.
Yeah, I already forgot his name. I think it's Sachio or something. That sounds like what his
Something
name would
like
be.
That, yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's cool. I don't understand completely how he's qualified, but
Well, you just saw him just tell the coach all the problems that the gear had.
Yeah.
oh
the
yeah,
upgrade.
that part. That's true. Yes.
Yeah, haven't you watched Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds? Those guys lived off of garbage, but they just understood everything and could just make motorcycles out of it. It was. I mean, it made a bit more sense because they're a bit older, but junkyard rats somehow have a knack for tinkering, and honestly, for this universe, it feels semi-believable just because there's so many people kind of just taking in the trash, and we have was it Junk Dog's old home where it just kind of felt like it was a wasteland, and that's the only thing they had, and this kid is on the outskirts of the city. We did see that he had some sort of family beforehand, and he did have a picture of them, so maybe he isn't someone who's just kind of born and raised in the slums. Maybe he did have some kind of education that would kind of help him to do stuff like that, or maybe his dad was an engineer and then that genetically passed down to him.
That's how it works after
I mean, in anime especially, that's how it's
What did
done.
you guys think of the candy drugs
Hey man, they gotta have drugs of some kind in the future.
Oh man,
for children? For complete children?
Yeah, probably not. It's not just for children.
My gosh.
yo, remember that one little scene at the very end of the episode where they kind of replayed that one
Yeah.
shot of them just kind of sucking on the red candy? Oh man. Yeah, going back to that, how do you guys feel about the owner of that one kind of pawn shop? I think it might have been something else, but it did have that snow globe, and the second I see that, I kind of immediately think of pawn shop. It just seems like something that'll be peddled there. He was a real jerk, but I kind of hope that he wasn't,
Yeah, but then at the same time, when we later came to
Well-
find out that he sort of swindled the kids.
Well, no. We knew he was a jerk the moment he was giving drugs to kids.
Okay.
Pretty sure that was the first indicator.
The first time he did it, when they were kind of eating the candy, I just thought it was regular candy. But the second the kid was looking in the bag, and there was just 3. What?
Yeah.
And it's come on, do you just want to be a villain? If you keep mistreating these kids, we're kind of giving you all these valuable goods for a fraction of the price. Just come on, at least give the 4th kid the candy.
Yeah, especially if the kids found that armor too. Wow.
Gear.
Shoot.
Yeah.
Oh, the gear, right.
That's not. If it was
I
armored,
was
it'd actually take a
surprised.
blow.
I was super surprised by the outcome of that gear. I thought that would be his gear.
No,
Like-
it probably will be. It'll
Yeah.
just be. Here's the thing: they have to repair it
Oh,
and make it like a junked up piece of gear because he was a junk dog. Boom.
Yeah.
I mean, they got the kid, and he seems knowledgeable about the stuff, so maybe he's a tinkerer too.
Yeah. A lot more so than the coach, which that was kind of amusing. And the kind of the coach fiddling around with his gear feels like something a coach would do, especially like that kind of like one that was just like swindling money in the past. I feel like he's just kind of like super. He's like one of those really desperate types of people who just kind of does anything at any cost, despite like even if he doesn't really know what he's doing, he's gonna do it.
Your head's not the only one on the line.
Well, it's like, oh man, I have a plan. I don't have a plan.
I felt bad for him.
Yeah. And like there are times where he doesn't feel that bad because like he did kind of.
He's not a super bad guy because he's a scumbag, but he's not evil.
Yeah, he's not like I'm gonna give these 4 kids 3 candies.
Yeah. Coach probably be like no.
Yeah, and he was kind of like champing it around like the little kid after he kind of helped beat that one dude, and that was also like a little interesting thing that I think it might show up a little bit later if we have like more mobsters, like people using the gears not for boxing. Like his gloves were not meant for the ring. Like when he would punch the gear, it would break. That doesn't happen with like the regular gear, maybe because they actually do have like boxing gloves, or actually they don't. Like some people do have like gear over their hands, so maybe that'll rise to some other situation.
It was interesting to see that or find out that Victor was the only one who has that prototype, like, or not prototype, but that kind of gear working.
The integrated gear.
The integrated gear, yeah. So
it's prototype.
That definitely makes it really interesting because I thought that the whole entire this boxing organization and the higher ups were all gonna have that to some degree.
Like,
so it is interesting to see that he's the only one like capable with the skill in his body to like pull it off. So that makes it way more interesting to me now.
Yeah, it also kind of gives like a potential power up just in case he kind of like reaches that point. I don't think he ever will, just because it just kind of goes against the whole junk dog,
It also
image.
goes against what it's based off of.
Like what?
Ashita no Joe, or rather the 50th anniversary of Ashita no Joe.
Is this based off of something?
No, it's not based. It's a 50th anniversary thing for it.
What is it?
The boxing manga.
So is this a remake?
No, it's not a remake. It takes some hints from it because the main character is also named Joe.
Yeah, I would assume, like, I don't know anything about what the previous manga was, but it feels like this is a anime made in honor of the 50th anniversary of a certain boxing.
So very, very, very old spoilers. Are you guys gonna read it? It's like 30 years old.
As long as it has nothing to do with this plot.
Yeah, because that would suck if that got.
If it's a remake, then I will know the ending.
Oh well, then let's not.
Yeah, I won't say anything. Just to be safe.
Yeah.
But suffice to say, he did not get anything fancy in the original. He was a very straightforward sort of guy. So I don't think
this is kind of hinted towards that, to be honest, where he like the armor did not stick with him, and he ended up just fighting him just without any enhancements. So we'll see.
Yeah, and we might see if like Yuri is also kind of like on board with this, because like he's the only one kind of using it. So maybe like Joe might get to him at one point, because his gear is kind of like.
I don't think he can take it off, dude. I don't think it. I think those are his arms. They are a robot.
I don't think they're his arms now. I think it's some sort of it's bond to his arm, and it's probably really painful if they take it off. But I don't normal.
I don't know, man. I don't think he can just,
You know what I do see happening with him? Like, if he does manage to, like, lose a boxing match, I could totally see him going evil. Just, like, bad shit insane. But I think that's, like, way too speculative.
I don't think he seems like an evil guy. He seems too focused and Honorable.
I liked that little machine he was fighting with, and then he like got that little flashback. Is this what your Megalo Boxing really is?
Oh yeah, and it kind of looked like a spider, and that's like the next match that he's training for. It's kind of like nice to see. There's like a little humbling thing about him where he's still training to fight other people. Like
Yeah.
Like, he's not getting overconfident.
yeah, he's not like he's in a tier all by himself. That he just kind of just like wails on anyone who kind of like steps in the ring. He still has to practice to fight against.
It gives him more makes him more human and not like a Mary Sue type character where it's like you were saying he's just gonna invincible, just one punch, you know.
Excuse me for a moment.
But yeah. What else? What do we?
Random alarm.
Oh. Anything else we want to talk about?
It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Just,
I don't think we delve too much on the kids, but like, there's not really much to delve in on them.
Old man, scruffy kids who steal to make a living. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Breaking ground here.
Mhm.
Oh, we did get a little thing about them training under the bridge. It was kind of nice to kind of see like that kind of whole thing kind of scrapped together. Like they even live in the boat right next to the
Yes, it's
the training.
super ghetto, but it's cool.
Yeah. And what else was it? Like when they're actually fighting, the coach was all like, "You focus too much on trying to parry." You know, like he's going for the style points, and he kind of just like throws the match at times because he can't block.
Well, I mean, I think he's too used to, having a cruddy gear, so he's just like, I can't actually block, so I guess I gotta parry.
Yeah, we'll see how that works against his next fight, the shark dude.
Dude, I love his character design. Whatever it is, like his little tattoos on his face, like
yeah,
that is cool. I can't wait to see this guy.
Yeah, and like he's supposed to be someone who's like super like BME and
yes,
like
he's a heel.
Like most of his losses have been for like unsportsmanlike conduct and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like I want to see that dude go like crazy next episode, and hopefully we do get to the actual match because it is like the day before, I think. So yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Because that was the timeline. He was like, "We've only got one more day until the match."
Yeah, I am really looking forward to next week's episode.
Yeah.
You guys have any final thoughts beyond that?
I think that we're gonna get either a hybrid of his old gear and the new broken thing, or we're gonna get a completely no gear fight, which will be very interesting.
That would be almost impossible, but I would love to see that. I don't think they would burn that on the first fight.
I don't think they'll use that early, but maybe it breaks in the middle of it.
Like maybe during the Yuri fight, like it's just the gear just breaks down. He's still fighting.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that wraps it up for this week's review. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe down below, and check out our description for all of our social media links and that juicy Discord link as well. I will catch you next time. Keep it juicy.
See you later.
See.
And outro.
Okay, so what did you guys do? Did you actually review episodes 1 and 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, you guys didn't even tell me. What is this?
I did. So glad to see you enthused to be more.
This is the only good show of the season.
Oh.